14-3, 4211 Brand Street, a prowler. 14-3, 4211 Brand Street, a prowler.
14-3, on the way.
Wanted for a holdup of the bank, National Bank at Springwells in Verner. It's information from number 4 cruiser. Described as a white male, 45 to 50.
The quickness of response on the part of a police officer when called to the scene of a crime may mean the difference between safety and harm, between apprehension and escape. The Detroit Police Department is keyed to handle that call as fast as modern technology allows.
There's the man in my backyard. He was up on the porch, and now he's at the kitchen window. 4211 Brand Street. And please hurry.
Detroit's emergency number, 224-1212, channels the call into the impact center and to the dispatcher. Here's how it works. When the call is received, it enters the automatic call distributor, which selects an operator who is not busy and gives him the call. If all 10 lines are momentarily busy, the call distributor would instantaneously relay the call to the first open line. Under normal circumstances, the holding of a call rarely happens. The impact center has 10 operator positions. Each operator is an experienced policeman and works alternately as an operator and a dispatcher. Each man has a thorough knowledge of the city and the problems that confront both a citizen and a police officer on the street. When a call reaches the impact operator, he determines whether the call is police business and if a policeman is needed at the scene. His years of experience make this an instantaneous decision. If the operator decides that the services of a policeman are not needed, he advises the caller on the proper action to take. If a policeman is needed, the information is passed on to the dispatcher. This is done over a device known as an electrowriter. At the same time the operator is writing the information on the electrowriter, the message appears on the receiver near the dispatcher. In an extreme emergency, a car can be sent while the caller is still on the phone.
(14-3, 4211 Brand Street, a prowler. 14-3, 4211 Brand Street, a prowler.
It's that fast, a matter of seconds after you call, that a police car can be on its way. But what of the dispatch center? While we're here, let's look around and see how it's set up. Police communications for the entire city of Detroit are handled in this one room. Calls from police officers on the street are heard by these men. Anytime a car is sent anywhere, the order comes from here. In a year's time, the communications center handles over 3 million calls from the public, dispatches 650,000 cars on runs, and monitors 13 police radio channels on a 24-hour basis. It is the nerve center of the Detroit Police Department. For communications purposes, the city is divided into 4 districts. Each district has its own dispatch console with 2 dispatchers. One of the dispatchers handles the car radios, the other controls the portable P.R.E.P radios. Working together, the 2 dispatchers can coordinate the efforts of all police officers within their district. The mobile system, as we saw in the opening of this film, provides communication with the men in the scout car. It is over this mobile radio that all runs are given and acknowledged. Any teletypes on wanted persons or stolen property are also given over the mobile radio. Detroit was the first city to install radios in police cars. Since that day, in 1928, the mobile radio has been the backbone of police communication.
We have a partial license of 9104, C. Charlie, last letter unknown.
Joining the mobile radio in 1966 was a new portable transmitter receiver, dubbed P.R.E.P by its developers in the Detroit Police Department. It means personalized, radio-equipped police. P.R.E.P radio has become a familiar sight to Detroiters.
Calling radio, Central 14, check on a stolen car.
Go ahead, Central 14.
1965 Cadillac, license number, David Frank 8224.
P.R.E.P radio is used to request information, to report back into service, and to communicate with an officer who is not in a car. By use of a series of relay towers, a man with a P.R.E.P radio has the capability of talking to any other P.R.E.P user in the city. Normally, however, the P.R.E.P radio is set to a frequency used in one of the 4 districts. By means of a simple switch, a P.R.E.P user can change from a district to a city-wide frequency in an instant. Each officer who patrols alone thus has the means to contact all other policemen in his area. Each man who once stood alone now has the entire department behind him. One important use of the P.R.E.P radio is to request information. Each dispatcher has access to computer banks that store various facts about wanted persons and stolen property. When a policeman on the street seeks information on a suspect he's stopped, a car believed stolen, or what may be stolen goods, he radios the dispatcher. Through various teletype systems, the Detroit Police Dispatcher can link into the Michigan State Police computer bank in Lansing or to the FBI-operated information system in Washington. Response on either of these teletype systems comes within minutes, a short enough time for a police officer to legally hold a man until he is thoroughly checked out. The dispatcher can also check Detroit's own computer banks. This computer is constantly updated to provide current information on crime and criminals. Thus, with a vast source of information at his fingertips, the dispatcher becomes not only a sender of cars, but a source of knowledge for the man in the street. His prime duty, however, is the dispatching of cars. Here's how it's done. 2 dispatchers work at each position. One handles communication on the mobile radios.
Number 4 cruiser and a man wanted for a bank hold-up, Springwells and Werner at the National Bank. 46 KQA.
The other with the portable P.R.E.P radios.
Cars and number 2 in all cars.
Each dispatcher can handle all positions from his own control panel. In front of the dispatcher is a large, internally illuminated map of each district. On this map are the precincts and scout car territories in the district. There are 173 scout car areas in the 13 precincts of Detroit. 3 of Detroit's dispatched districts each encompass 3 precincts. The 4th has 4 precincts. With the detailed maps, the dispatcher can tell at a glance which scout car has jurisdiction over a particular location. With the help of a status rack, he can tell which cars are busy and which cars are available for dispatch.
As a white occupant.
There's a slot in the status rack for each scout car territory in the district. If there's no scout car working in a district on a given day, a card is placed in that slot saying so. If a car is busy on a run or is otherwise occupied, a run slip is placed in its slot. In this way, by looking at the empty slots, the dispatcher can tell at a glance which cars are available to be dispatched in his district. If at all possible, the scout car assigned to a territory is given runs in that territory. If that scout car is busy, then the nearest available car is sent.
25th and 4th Street, the checker cab dispatch notifies us that he has a fare at that location now. 41 of you on the
From the time you call the Detroit Police Communications Center to the time a car is dispatched is a matter of seconds. Before you can hang up, a car can be on its way.
14-3, on the way.
Well, inverter. The car is last seen 24th and West 4th. Driver is not involved. 2311, base. 2311. I'm a 10th
On the Way is an official film of the Detroit Police Department.
Repeat that. 11. That's 10.
It was produced by the City of Detroit Department Report and Information Committee.
The man in the back seat's wearing a tan trench coat. Is that what you're looking for? That's correct. The cab number is 122. 122. Partial license 9104C Charlie. The man is armed.
Your narrator has been Richard Barnes.